into Jonathan, his letters, and the war's progress. Let's please listen to Maria.
May I introduce myself? I am Maria Parker. I was the wife of Dr. Lemuel Parker, who tended to the medical needs of Liverpool for 40 years. During those 40 years, tensions had grown over slavery, and lately a state's right to secede from the Union. In the spring, actually April 1861, Fort Sumter in Charleston, South Carolina was fired upon by the South, and war was declared. Before it was over, Ohio had sent 320,000 soldiers to fight for the cause. Little old Liverpool, population 2,000, provided near 200 of them. Now in Liverpool, there's a neighborhood called Hardscrabble, and it's found over by the intersection surrounding Columbia Road and Grafton Road. Now we locals call ourselves, we call it Scrabble. I guess we'd be Scrabblers, I don't know. But a fair number of boys from Scrabble enlisted. One of them was Jonathon Ring, 19. Now Jonathan, I knew him quite well, and his siblings, they grew up right next door to us on a farm, just like ours. And Dr. Parker and I, as oldest neighbors, kept a close eye on the whole family. Now the fever, the patriotic fever that swept through the North and the South, was contagious, and Jonathan caught it. He wanted to fix those Setchuses, who dared to think they could withdraw. The word we say is secessionists. And Jonathan wrote many letters home to his parents.
June 14th, 1861, Camp Jackson, Ohio. Dear Father and Mother, I suppose you feel bad because I left home. But remember, I've enlisted in a good cause. We left Elyria last Tuesday morning. We had a first-rate dinner in Berea. And then we arrived in Columbus about 7 in the evening. We had to march 4 miles to get to Camp Jackson. We've got a first-rate captain. I like camp life, first rate. We've got very good fare. You gauge yourself. Potatoes, fresh baked bread, sugar, milk, coffee, beans. Each man, over 4,000 of us, has got a blanket, a tin cup, a plate, a fork, a knife. I should be at home on a visit in about 2 months. Mother, I will take good care of myself. No more at present. From your son, Jonathan.
Camp Jackson was renamed Camp Chase. Jonathan was assigned to the 23rd Ohio Volunteer Infantry. Now our son Charlie was good friends with Jonathan, and he used to go next door to hear the latest letters home read by his parents. That's mostly how we kept in touch.
June 20th, 1861. Camp Chase. Dear Father and Mother, this is the third letter I've written and haven't received a response. The orders were given yesterday to those who swore. The first offense is a fine, 6 cents, to be taken out of our wages. The second, 6 cents, and 24 hours in the guardhouse. Well, as yet, I haven't received any black marks against me, and I means to keep it so, if I can. I've been down to the Scioto River twice. Our lieutenant marched us down there yesterday, and we had a good chance to wash ourselves and our clothes. I washed out a shirt and a handkerchief and a havelock, which is a concern that we have that goes over our caps to keep the sun from burning our neck. I made really awkward work of it at first, but I'll get used to it after a while. Our rations have just come in. We'll have fresh beef for dinner. Everyone's got to get up with the morning gun, 5 o'clock. At 6, breakfast, and then we drill for 1.5 hours. At 12, dinner, and then we drill for another 1.5 hours. At the evening gun, 6 o'clock, supper, and then at 9, roll call, and then to bed. My health, it's first rate. I'm getting as tough as an Indian. Dad, tell Charlie Parker he could hear some drumming if he was down here. We got a good brass band in our regiment. only we could just whip out these miserable tyrants of the South. I don't know what I'm gonna do if I don't hear from home. Tell the boys I'm well, and that sink or swim, live or die, survive or perish, I'm for the Constitution and the Union.
Like many Ohio's farm boys, Jonathan was used to being with his parents and his 9 siblings. He had a particular attachment to his littlest brother, 2-year-old Elmer, and he was a charmer.
June 24th, 1861. Camp Chase. Dear Father and Mother, have you forgotten me? I've been here 2 weeks. I've written 13 letters and received no answer. I almost begin to grow tired of life here. I started out in defense of one of the greatest nations in the world and can receive no word from dear home, from a father or a mother or a sister to cheer me up in the glorious causes I have enlisted in. Father, have you forgotten me? Mother, have you? Sister, have you? Parents, here's your son. Sister, here's your brother, who loves you dearly. I'm away in a distant land, intending when called upon to raise up my arms in defense of my beloved country, and I can receive no word from dear home. I would like to see you all. If you need the money I left, use it to the best advantage you can. Or if I don't ever need it, give it to Elmer. That poor little fella. I would like to see him. I'm glad to hear that the flag of our nation waves over Scrabble. I didn't believe that there was patriotism enough in Scrabble for them to raise a flag, but it seems there was, bully for Scrabble. I'd have liked to have been at that 4th of July dance to see the flag raised. But you can tell the Scrabble folk that I stand ready to do all in my power to defend their beautiful flag.
After training, the 23rd Ohio went south by train. The great Confederate General Robert E. Lee and his armies were in western Virginia. Now it was important for them to defend the minerals, or they wanted minerals and they needed them, but they needed also to protect the roads and the turnpikes that might give the Yankees access to the South. Also, the B&O Railroad ran from the eastern United States all the way through Virginia and connected it to the Midwest. Now, the Northern Army chased Lee all over for months, and finally he left defeated. Later, the area voted to side with the North, and it became West Virginia.
Well, I would like you to please note Maria and Dr. Lemuel Parker's gravestone right here. It's kind of interesting. We don't find a stone for Jonathan. We'll leave Jonathan in his zeal to defend the North, and we'll soon learn a lot more about it. And you might want to take a look at the stone. We're going to go to the second station over there, but we're going to go around on the road inward, so even if you have thing, you can get right across there and go around. So we'll go around, and I need some help from everybody because I got to collect the tickets. If you haven't given them to a ticket taker at some point, and I got to turn them in. Quite a few days. Thank you. And we're going to go over right across the way, but please let's go around.